Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hard Cam Heat, where the takes are hot, the filter is gone, pipes might get dropped, and nothing in wrestling is safe. Let's get into the week, but first, I got a whole bunch of new equipment. I'm just learning how to use it, so this one's probably not going to be the best. I'm also not very much a camera person, so I will probably be looking at my notes. As time goes on, I will get more comfortable. I'm sorry that I say a lot. But let's get into it. So, we had breaking news the other day about Sheamus. He is no longer going to be with WWE. He removed WWE from all of his socials. He is now using his regular name, but it also looks like he does not have a 90-day non-compete clause. So, what that means, if his contract is up today, he can go somewhere else tomorrow. Hopefully he does. But I also heard that AEW wrestlers do not want him there, which is surprising to me because as far as I'm concerned, all I've heard is good things. I thought he was well liked in the wrestling world, especially with Claudio there. So we'll see. But that's just what I've heard. Rumored to be WWE bound is Zilla Fatu, who is Umaga's son, who is also Jacob Fatu's former tag team partner. So now I'm thinking, is he going to team up with Jacob in the bloodline? Or is he going to help Solo? What's going to happen? We're going to find out. Big Cass and Enzo, that's been talked about for the past couple of weeks. Not sure what the holdup is on that. I'm sure that they're either waiting for SummerSlam or the Raw or SmackDown after SummerSlam. Time will tell, but I'm really excited about that because I genuinely love them as a tag team. Enzo on the mic is damn near untouchable. Mike Santana finished up his TNA contract. So, even months before that happened, it was heavily rumored that he was WWE bound and that was where he wanted to end up. So, we will find out. Baron Corbin, also been talked about for a really long time. I'm thinking at Saturday night's main event, he's going to help Danhausen out. And then Takahashi, I don't know enough about him, so I'm not going to get into him, but I saw the other day that he is also rumored to be heading to WWE. WWE doesn't do well with their Japanese talent, though, which is really upsetting because they are super talented. So hopefully they get it the fuck together. Let's jump into NXT. Actually, wait, pause. We're going to do a little injury report first. Rhea Ripley, not cleared. Mark Briscoe, dealing with an injury. Trey Miguel, this one's interesting. He has been cleared from breaking his kneecap. And that's super exciting because he is one hell of a talent. Vikingo is legitimately hurt, I guess, when they did that injury angle last week on NXT. That morning he had hurt himself warming up for the match. I guess his knee is like disgustingly swollen. So that's why they did that injury angle with him on Tuesday. He wrestled on SmackDown, but that is because SmackDown was taped after Monday Night Raw. So I want to know how they're going to make that work. Now let's get into NXT. I am giving that 3 stars and a C+ grade. I'm inclined to give them better ratings because it is developmental. Not saying that they're bad or anything. They put on better matches than main roster half the time, but nothing flashy this time. It still was a good show. Kendall Gray, crowd fucking loves her. I love her. I like how she came out there and was pretty raw and said, "Hey, cutting promos, it's not really my strong suit. Wrestling is, but I'm gonna give you guys an attempt." And she did, and I thought it was, for her coming out and saying that, I thought it was a very good promo. So I guess that's pretty much what she's got to work on, because the wrestling she's got down, I honestly, in the next year, I think she'll be on the main roster for being real with my opinion. I think she'll be there in 3 to 6 months, especially with the Kurt Angle comparisons. So again, I think she just needs to work on those promos, and she'll be fine. Vanity Project defended and retained their titles. I can't help but see Billy and Chuck in Vanity Project. I don't know what it is, but it's just giving me such big comparisons. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Probably, but whatever. You guys can let me know. Jackson Drake versus Mason Rook. Now, this match confused the fuck out of me, because Rook's on everyone's radar. They were talking him and hyping him up like he's going to be the next monster, next big man, and he is fucking phenomenal in the ring. He should not be able to move the way that he does. It's insane. But you know what was insane, real quick? He popped right up after Poison Rana. That shit was sick. But then they had him lose. So, like, what are we doing here? In what world does Jackson Drake beat Mason Rook, let alone Rook's new? They want to get him established. They want to make him the next biggest thing. So why are we having him have an upset loss already? It doesn't make any sense. That's just really bad booking, honestly. We had Iki and Keanu. I missed most of that, but I did see Ledger get involved and cost Keanu. Natty being on NXT is weird. I assume that they're doing it to help out the younger women. I will be very pissed off if she ends up going after the title and winning it, let alone, because those spots should be for the young girls. If she's going to be there to help out, be there to help out. Please don't go after that title. But again, I'm sure it's super cool for them to have her there and to learn from. But yeah, Tony D'Angelo came out after, cut a promo about how he's going to be done messing with Naraku. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know why it felt weird coming out. I just think of him as evil. So he goes to the back. Kendall Gray comes back out to do commentary on the next match, and then you see Tony D'Angelo go flying up onto the stage, and then he gets the mist in the face, hit with chair shots. So clearly that feud is not over. That's probably going to go a couple more months, honestly. Which, two great guys in the ring, so be a good one to watch this summer. Kelani Jordan versus Tatum Paxley. So I thought when Tatum lost the title that she was going to go to the main roster, and I was like, she's good, but I don't think she's ready. I'm not saying that she's sloppy. Let me speak for both of them, actually. I'm not saying that either one of them are sloppy. They are going to be such big stars when they get there, but they got to clean it up a little bit. Some of the stuff that they do, just like a little missteps in there, once they clean it up, they're going to be fucking phenomenal. Kalani won the match, and at the end, Tatum Paxley got attacked from behind. The announcers were acting like everybody knows who it was. Most people don't know who it was that attacked her. Her name is Nikki Blackheart. She's fucking built, and she almost dropped Tatum Paxley doing a torture rack, but she recovered very quickly and very nicely and really showed her strength. Her legs are fucking monsters for how she recovered that. We're going to go now to TNA. I'm giving that 3 stars and a C grade. Ryan Nemeth looks like he's coked out about 24/7. He's like, dude, lay off it. It's good to see gold back on Nick Nemeth, though. Jesus, this thing keeps moving on me. Casey Navarro said that he was blessed to be back in Albany. I can confirm that he told a lie because I am from Albany and nobody wants to be back there. Sorry, my fellow friends and friends. Mara Shade versus Tasha Steelz. Great match. The beginning had me pretty entertained when Steelz kept gloating and Shade would, make her pay for it. I thought it was a good comic start to it. I don't know if it was supposed to be funny, but it was. I also loved Shade's outfit. It was a good one. She has improved so much since leaving WWE. Like, if you look at her stuff back in WWE when she was teaming with Lash Legend to now, it's incredible. So if she keeps at it, I hope another promotion or even WWE comes calling. No offense, TNA, but they are small. I hope somebody comes calling for her to get her, recognized on a bigger platform. But anyway, she got the win. 6-pack scramble. I'm happy for Fabian Eichner. He had a tough last year between the ankle injury, getting fired, thinking that nobody wanted him because of the Big E incident. It's nice to see him wrestling and actually looking happy doing it. He looks all in on it. Speaking of, he was the winner of that 6-pack. So he will be the number 1 contender for the X Division title. He's got some scary-ass traps, by the way. He flexed, and it looked like the fucking Hulk with them traps. I like how TNA, I don't know why I've never noticed this, or I have, and I just didn't let it click or whatever. But I love how they do the injury reports. I feel like all wrestling things should do that to keep you up to date and shit. It's pretty cool. It's kind of where I got the idea from earlier. Ricky Sosa and AJ Francis had a weird thing backstage, and I'm confused as fuck by it, so let me know what you guys think. I can't tell if it was leaning towards like an alliance or an incoming feud. I'm leaning towards feud, but like it didn't make sense, especially with what happened after. Jugging into that in a minute. The AJ Francis thing's throwing me off because I don't know where he fits into that whole debacle. But also, speaking of AJ Francis, I'm not sold on the guy. I never have been. Not in WWE, not here. I don't know what it is about him. He has big spots here and there, but he does nothing for me. Yeah, I don't find him entertaining. I don't think he's that good. I'm catching some heat here, but nothing. Ricky Sosa now. That motherfucker's gonna be a star. We haven't seen him enough, but when we do see him, the crowd's fucking insanely in love with him. And the fact that he's only had 3 matches and they're behind him like this, that speaks enough on him. Like I was saying before too, no offense to TNA, but he's another superstar that I hope gets a bigger platform when he's ready, because he's gonna be fucking something else in 5 to 10 years. I'm also wildly intrigued by Elias's guitar. How does it smoke like that? That could just be me being bad at science and just an idiot, most likely, but yeah, very intriguing to me. Casey Navarro versus Ryan Nemeth. Nick on commentary. So just like last week when I bitched about Brock Lesnar saying he doesn't watch the product, I'm going to do the same thing with Nick. Why are we saying that? Because if you're doing it and you're not watching it, then why should I watch it? Because in my mind, that's, you don't think it's good enough. It's not something that you would watch, so again, why should I? It's bad for business, in my opinion. I could be being a little fucking Karen ass bitch on that. But it just, I don't know. It pisses me off. I really wish wrestlers would stop saying it. I know they're playing a character trying to get heat, but it does nothing for the business in a beneficial way. If anything, it's bad for business. Also, Nick was on commentary sounding like he was rooting for Casey Navarro over his brother. And I guess we know why now. A little swerve at the end. He had them shake hands and then hit Casey with the Danger Zone. I didn't see that coming. I thought that this was going to drag out either the next pay-per-view or the pay-per-view after that. And, kind of threw me for a loop. So let me know what you guys thought, because I'm really excited to see how that one plays out. Order 4 versus the Hardys next week for the tag titles. That'll be a fucking banger. Anytime the Hardys are in there. Count me in. Eddie Edwards versus Leon Slater. Leon is so incredibly good. It's not even funny. Again, he's going to be another star in a couple of years. I mean, he already is. But he's going to do big things in the coming years. Eddie Edwards has been with TNA for 12 years. He's been nothing but loyal to them. And he landed really fucking bad during that match. Slater gave him a blue Thunderbomb, and he landed on his shoulder and his elbow, and you're supposed to land on your back on those. So it was a really, really, really bad landing. I'm surprised he didn't get hurt. Edwards with the win. Cedric Alexander at the end came out, attacked Slater. Then Ricky Sosa came in for the save. So when Ricky Sosa came for the save, he was in the ring by the time that they could get his music playing. That's how fast he is. That shit had me laughing. But yeah. Excited for next week's show. I'm really excited for the Casey Navarro and Nemeth thing to carry on. Speaking of carrying on, AEW Dynamite, I think, was the best show of the week. It's getting 4 stars and a B+ grade for me. Ospreay, a Death Rider, I'm here for it, honestly. But what was up with him telling Omega that he gave up on himself? Because also, didn't Omega just win at the pay-per-view? I don't know. I didn't get it. I'll get into that more later, too. What is up with wrestlers biting open wounds lately? WWE's done it. I've seen it on AEW more times than anywhere else. It's just fucking gross. Good spots, though. It's just like, ugh. MJF is so fucking good, though. He is incredible on the mic. He can wrestle in the ring. He's not just a talker. I don't feel like he could honestly ever go to WWE with how vulgar he is and how much he would have to scale himself back. I don't think WWE would be able to scale him back enough, especially with the fans and how he talks to the kids and shit. I don't think that they would even want to, because at the end of the day, he might be considered a liability. But he's a fucking great talent. Mark Briscoe, he don't ever change. Another thing too, the The ring apron spots. Sorry, my cat is clawing at my door. The ring apron spots. Why are we doing them so often? It it I feel like they should be like here and there, like big pay-per-views, big matches. I'm not saying that wasn't a big match because it was a title match, but like it's just not good for you. And it shouldn't be like a weekly thing. Not saying that they do it weekly, but I see them more often than not these days, and I just don't get it. But it does make for good viewership. I might say like not to do it, but I love watching it. So this I'm a little bit of a hypocrite there. Every time Briscoe goes out there, he's putting his body on the line. I mean, they all do, but like he really gives it his fucking all every time that he's out there. Which I'm sure led to him being hurt. MJF gets the win on this one. Great opener. I thoroughly fucking love that match. I'm surprised that it wasn't the main event, honestly. But he goes to the back and he's doing a backstage interview with Renee Paquette. And Ospreay comes in and interrupts it and says, "You're going to break your neck sucking yourself off like that." My jaw was on the floor. Hit it with the, what did he say? That shit was crazy. Yeah, mind boggling. WWE could never. Brian Cage does not even look the same. I don't know if it's the hair that he grew or the facial hair that he grew. Something's different. I don't know what the fuck it is. I can't place it. Dude's jacked as fuck. I I don't know. Um, Leo Rush is fucking creepy now. I don't know how he went from being Bobby Lashley's fucking lackey to whatever the fuck this is. I'm here for it though. I fucking love it. I love gimmicks like this shit. Uh, he faced Kevin Knight, and Kevin Knight retained. I almost said Kevin White. Kevin Knight retained. Darby Allin comes out, challenges Knight. Don Callis says not as long as he's around and has something to say about it. So I assume that with that choice of wording, that Darby's going to get his ass. So he won't have anything to say about it. And I'll fucking love it because I hate Don Callis. Ospreay and Mox, that's going to be a dream tag if that is what's happening here. I like the story. It's really exciting to see where it's going to go. Cope and Cage sounds like trouble in paradise. Cage is mad at Cope because Cope's helping out Jay White because Cope feels like he owes him a favor. Jay White versus David Finlay looks like it might be on the way, which has the makings to be a fucking banger. Literally going to be violent. Survival of the fittest match for the TBS Championship. Shida wins the belt. Chris Statlander was the best in the match, by far, in my opinion. She's one of the best women's wrestlers that does not, in my opinion, get enough credit. I hope she gets a title soon. I really do. I feel a feud between Ospreay and Omega is coming because I kept hitting at it all fucking night. It's going to be Omega versus MJF next week. That's going to be a fucking must-watch. I think Omega wins and faces Ospreay at Wembley. I think they're setting it up for that with the tensions that they're creating there. I think MJF's going to throw a fucking bitch fit. And the end of the show was a big-ass brawl in the middle of the ring between Omega and MJF. I fucking love when shows end like that. I swear a lot too, so if there's any kids on here, I apologize. SmackDown. 3 stars, C-. Sami Zayn dropped a hint that he could be aligning with the Bloodline again. They were talking about title being in the family, and he said to Jey Uso, as far as he was concerned, that the title is still in the family. So I'm thinking something's going to go down there when he loses the title, most likely. And like, that brings me back to what I was saying last week, because he's defending the championship on Monday. So confirmed to me, in my opinion, that he is complete transitional champion who's only going to have a 9-day reign. What are we doing? Why did we, like, I don't know. Here's what I do think. I think Cody will win Monday. And I think that Jay's going to have something to do with it. And then somehow get a hold of Roman, who gets a hold of Sammy. And I think there's going to be a realignment there. They're going to do bloodline business. That way they can bring the title back to the family. But yeah, what I was just saying. This brings back what I said with the transitional championship, though. I mean, why? It's like a slap in the face. Why did you, like, hone on it so hard? Like, oh, he's been working at this for 10 years. Like, they built it up so big just to fucking make it pointless. And again, I'm going to get into that even more later. But that his first reign should not have been transitional. He deserved a lot more than that. And I feel genuinely sorry for him because I know it probably hurts the fuck out of him. I feel like Alexa Bliss is about to turn heel. She's given like heelish energy. Normally, I would say it would be Charlotte that they're going to turn heel, but they tried so hard for so many years to turn her babyface, and the crowd was not having it. Now, they're behind her, and I don't think that WWE wants to, fuck that up. I don't think that they want to lose that. So, we'll see. Chelsea Green also needs a bigger push. She is such a good character worker. She is a great wrestler. If you only know her for her WWE shit, go look at her TNA stuff. Or her Lucha Underground stuff. I think it was Lucha Underground. But she's incredible. And any character that they give her, she does it to 120% and fucking nails it out of the park. So she deserves something more than what she's given. Johnny Gargano. Can we get to the point with this him laying down storyline? Because what are we doing? We're wasting a phenomenal wrestler's months off his career. And unless he's injured, I don't get it. And I don't think he is injured. Candice LeRae, same thing. She's a phenomenal wrestler. And she's just back there staring at Johnny. So, I don't know. I halfway wish that they would request their release and leave because they're not getting the respect that they deserve. And if they're not going to ask for their release, I wish that this storyline would come to its head when he finally gets up and starts fucking wrestling again. Because he's wasting months on his career. And they both are one of the best wrestlers in the world, respectively, for their divisions. Carmelo Hayes. I did not know he was that good on the mic. I think I sold him a little bit short. But he cut a hell of a fucking promo. Him saying that he'll get Trick a title on WWEshop.com. Hold on, let's see if I can get it in here. Yeah, that had me cackling. I have really bad allergies to my cats. I'm very sorry. But, Yeah, like I said, I don't think I ever appreciated how good he was on a mic. I just know he's damn good in the ring. Uh, we're gonna have Carmelo versus Trick next week in a non-title match. That'll be a fucking great match. Trick and Yachty seemed like they were acting a little heelish too, and that's confusing because they literally just turned babyface. So I don't know, that just confuses me a little bit. That's a quick babyface run, but it was a good one. If it is the end of it. And Trick has the nastiest backhand I've ever seen in my entire life. If he actually makes contact with that, somebody's getting knocked the fuck out. Quick look during the Danhausen segment. I just looked over at Kit Wilson. Why does he look like Lord Farquaad? He's really given Lord Farquaad. And speaking of that segment, what are we doing with Matt Cardona? Because I really thought that he was gonna do the thing that Drew did, where you get fired, you go to the Independent, you come back a fucking beast, and he's just in backstage segments or on a losing streak, getting reference to Zack Ryder, which he said that he wanted dead, kind of like Stardust. So I just a little disrespectful in my opinion. And I feel like WWE does this too often, where they bring wrestlers back just to clown them a second time. And what's the point? Team Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green. That's all I got to say about it. Laney Reed handed Brie Bella her first single loss in 8 years. That's an interesting stat to me. True segment saying Ivar put Priest Wiener in his mouth and hold on, because I want to quote it correctly because it was astonishing. True segment saying Ivar put Priest Wiener in his mouth and was supposed to swallow. I don't even think that's PG. That shit had me. What did he say? Anyways, I'm excited for Tama Tonga versus Finn Balor. It's whenever that is, because I don't think that they announced when that will be. But OG Bullet Club lives on, I guess. Cody versus Jay. I mean, I already kind of gave it away earlier. Cody wins. Jay loses. Cody's number one contender for Sammy's title Monday. We all know how that's going to go. If I am wrong, I will shotgun a twisted tea on here. Or a beer. But I don't think I am going to be wrong. Now we're going to go to AEW Collision. This thing's failing me now. Technical difficulties. Alright, I think I fixed it. It's a little wonky, but whatever. Alright, we have the Death Riders versus Sunbound Company. Pretty even match between Claudio and Takagi. And then Maloney and Pac pretty much wrestle the same way. So, I mean, it was a pretty even match the whole way through. Danny Garcia got into the mix. He interfered. So, Death Riders won that one. Next up, we had Andrade versus Brian Cage. Andrade is so good. He's so good. I don't know how WWE... Sorry, this is distracting me. But I don't know how WWE dropped the ball on him twice and didn't know how to showcase him, because he really is so impressive. I understand that he doesn't have the best English to cut promos and stuff, but all you gotta do is put a mouthpiece on him. I don't know. Brian Cage hit a 619 in that match, by the way. If you're a WWE only watcher and you don't know what Brian Cage looks like, go look up the size of that man. But anyway, the 619 right after the Triple Amigos that Andrade did, I thought was pretty fucking kick ass because you got the Triple Amigos Eddie Guerrero, 619 Rey Mysterio. It was a nice homage. I liked it. Andrade got the win, and then he told Don Callis that it is far from over. Uh, Tekla wore the mask that she spat in. Thought that was pretty grody, but she can actually cut a damn decent promo. I was impressed. Um, Matt Sydal looks like he is joining the Sky faction. If he's not joining, they're just helping him out, but they're working together. Um, because he was born to fly. Get it? Evan Bourne. Born to fly. Sky faction. Anyways, Bang Bang Gang and Cope versus the STP. Austin Gunn has a sick air drum. He was nailing that air drum. And then Colton and Cope were vibing with them. They were all playing air instruments and shit to Cope's theme song. It was fun. They pick up the win. Dogs came out, distracted them, and then Death Riders came in, attacked everyone from behind. Shocker there. The Demand picked up a quick win, and then Ricochet cut a promo on Matt Sydal after, so that whenever it's going to happen, it's happening. Athena versus Rena to get the number one spot in the Casino Gauntlet. I love Athena. I absolutely love her. I loved her since she was Ember Moon, even in NXT. She got the W. She also has the best finisher in the game. One of the best finishers in the game. I don't know if it's like a work or a shoot, but she, in the past few weeks, has been grabbing at, I think it's her right leg, her right knee. So I don't know if that's a work or a shoot injury, but something to definitely keep in your notes in your head. Kyle Fletcher will face Takeshita for the Intercontinental Championship next week. Rascals faced off against Mystico, Bandito, and Speedball Bailey. Mystico's team took W on that one. I don't really have much to say on that one. Rush came out, did a squash match. He absolutely destroyed the poor bastard that he was facing. Did you also know that Rush and Draglisto are Dragon Lee's brothers? It's an interesting fact I found out. Maya defeats Julia Hart for the number 2 spot in the Casino Gauntlet. I'm really glad that Maya's getting some recognition and showing hard work and work ethic. What she did a couple of weeks ago, like right after her brother's passing, any company is going to look at that and say, I want somebody with that loyalty and that heart. Speaking of Julia Hart, my thoughts go out to you. She just recently announced that she has an ED. So my thoughts are with her on that. Kyle Fletcher beat El Phantasmo. He did a buckle bomb towards the end of that match where EP's temple hit off the bottom buckle and it just looked gnarly. It was sick though. I loved it. Don Callis cuts a promo on Takeshita saying how he betrayed the family and anybody that betrays family is low life scum. And then Takeshita came out. They left the ring. Also, that was a straight Andrade too, definitely. But yeah, that's how the show ended. Wasn't a bad show. I'm gonna move on to AAA, and I'm going to give the preface that I don't normally watch it. I have watched it, and I used to watch Lucha Underground too, but I'm not very well versed in it, so I will probably go over it quickly and probably screw up some names or something. Excuse me. All right. Rey Mysterio opens up. Crowd goes wild, as always. He introduced Damian Priest as a new member of the roster. He came out looking like he means business, talked about getting the AAA Heavyweight Championship. So, by him coming out like that and saying that and him being part of the roster, I do firmly believe that him and Truth are going to drop those titles to the War Raiders. I think that match is on SmackDown this week. I'm not quite sure. But, yeah. Pretty sure that means that that's what is going to happen. We had Lee Shani versus Flammer. Shani was, no, she won after La Catalina interfered. She stopped Flammer from using the title belt to win. That match bored me really badly. I don't know why it just did. El Grande Americano says he won't be alone to deal with La Perro de Ma next week. Mr. Iguana, which, by the way, do y'all think that Mr. Iguana and Howie Mandel are twins? Because they look identical to me. Minus, the face paint and shit. But take the face paint away, I feel like they could look alike. So, Mr. Iguana and La Parka versus... yeah. Dynamico, I want to say. And Drago versus Money Machine. As good as you'd expect a triple threat with a bunch of luchadors. Very fast-paced. And on the go since the bell, minus the little comedy in the beginning. Ray mentions that next week Dominic and Damian Priest will be on the same show, so a little Judgment Day action. I'd love to see it. El Fiscal versus Abismo Negro Jr. Didn't go on very long because Los Perros del Mal interfered. So I assume that those two will end up helping El Grande Americano next week. We will see, though. Time to get to the pipe bomb of the week, guys. Right, hold on. Pipe bomb. It's on the floor now. All right. So, first and foremost, WWE needs to do longer title reigns. I feel like they keep doing these quick back and forth, and somebody else getting it, and it's just also quick. And why? Just why? It doesn't make no sense. It lessens the meaning of the championships in my mind. Another thing, too, the women's titles. Liv Morgan has not had one single defense, I think, since WrestleMania. I could be wrong on that, but it's been months. And why? She's healthy. She can go. She's finally going to, but, it shouldn't have taken that long. And then Rhea Ripley. Why not vacate that? And then have her come back, and if you want her to have it again, have her win it. Why are we just having it non-existent for months? Anytime anybody else has been injured, they vacate it. Well, injured where it's going to take you out for a while. I don't know. It just don't really sit right. Another thing, I feel like AAA, for it to have more purpose, needs to be at least an hour and a half or 2 hours. That 1 hour stuff, it's too quick. I mean, I don't know. But anyways, hopefully next week I will have better quality, better comfortability. I'm still getting used to this. I'm not really a camera person, so bear with me if I look at my notes too much, or if I say a lot, or if I'm just really awkward. I promise I got a good personality, but this is all new to me and kind of out of my comfort zone, but it's something that I have wanted to try for a very long time, so I'm giving it my best effort. Thank you guys for being a part of it. I do truly appreciate it. But that's been it this week for Hard Cam Heat. If you got something to say about it, good. That means I am doing my job. Until next week, catch the heat.